Oh, yeah.
Won't you come over and dance with me? Come over and dance with me. Come over and dance with me. Oh, baby. I see you over there sitting in the corner. Eyes on me looking like you wanna come and dance with me. Why don't you come and dance with me?
Yeah, that's my girl Keimosha Latoya with the official song of Musicology 2101, I Stuck on Me. Welcome back to Conversations with Val and Sal, and today we're going to go into our special edition of the Hall of Fame. Once again, we want to thank last night's guest, Sir Rod Patterson. He was just fantastic. We've got to bring him back, huh, Chuck?
Yeah, you got to bring him back.
That's right, and thanks for you joining me as well tonight, Chuck.
Ain't nothing but a thing.
That's cool, man.
That's right.
Chuck Taylor. And our special guest tonight is the one, the only, legendary Fitzroy Francis of the Mightyful 13 Records conglomerate. Welcome tonight, Mr. Francis. How you doing, my brother?
First, I want to say thank you for having me, and I want to say special thanks to Miss Trisha Dash, for inviting me to, and as you're truly my host, Mr. Elliot Jackson. It's a pleasure having me on the station, and it's a warm welcome for me to be here.
Well, thank you, brother. We've been talking on and off for a couple months now, and I just look up to you, man, because I left Jamaica when I was 2 and moved to Brooklyn, New York, and you hear how I'm talking. I wish me can chat like you, man, but I just can't do it like that all the time, brother.
He lost his accent.
No, it's to me. I just, with dialect, and that's how I really speak,
Yeah,
but,
man.
You know what? Something that can be emulated.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right. Yeah, man. So I do appreciate you just being there first and foremost. And then I've been talking on and off. I finally met my cousin Andrew Bees about 10 years ago, and he's been singing with the first reggae group to win a Grammy Award, Black Uhuru, and he's out on tour right now, you said, in Europe. But, man, I tell you what, you guys came to the States and you set up some great stuff, and we're going to get into all of that. But right now, man, the listeners are curious to hear more about you because, it seems like sometimes reggae makes a surge and then it kind of fades away and comes back. So I remember going back into the 70s, we had Third World came with Now That We Found Love, and we had that whole movement going on, and then it faded away, and then I think Bob Marley might have blew up after that. And then moving forward, we, had the dance hall and all that stuff.
Ziggy and Pacho.
Oh, definitely Ziggy.
Shabba.
Past the Dutchie on the left-hand side and all that stuff in the 80s. Sizzler. And then the dance hall came along, and that was when some of the more electronic elements came into dance hall. So we're going to touch on all of this stuff, man. So if you don't mind, Mr. Francis, tell us how it all started for you down in Jamaica.
Well, it started for me, as I would say, it's an inborn contest, because we grow in a community where a lot of pioneers, like the late great King Tubby's, we see King Jammy's, you just mentioned Black Uhuru, who won the first Grammy Award. There was Dan Carlos, so we come from a community that was really richly embedded with talent, as the struggles to get always, the music was not like something was putting bread on the table then. So, there wasn't that commitment to the music. But, virgins and virgins get together and, with other musicians and support some real personalities and, international record company like Island Record, other Brass Record, and to name a few. But being around Ducky and, the elders Rastafari, like my uncle Javik and this, I think it's a inborn concept that was nurtured,
Okay.
And we grew up with the same Ducky Simpson. That's my godfather, and with my own parental guidance, going to school, taking, what I say?
Okay.
Friends and virgin that also guided one,
Mm-hmm.
That's where it really begin from, and it's grow.
Okay.
The transition of it is like, we can't really tell it in our time, but I say being places, being around other musicians at a studio, the knowledge become a part, and then that's what we apply in today's what we are doing now.
Okay. Now, did you guys get involved with collaborations or just being aware of other artists out of Jamaica? Did you guys ever, look at, like I heard there's an African artist called Lucky Dube. Have you guys ever... Dubé, okay, Lucky Dubé, okay, and so I was just wondering if you guys ever, did any kind of collaborations or were just aware of other reggae artists from other countries.
Well, it's always a part of our concept, to like collaborate with other artists, because music is universal, and not because of you doing reggae and from Jamaica, you limit yourself, you have other international artists who do world beat music, and they have also a struggle that maybe they are trying to bring to the world, so with music, it's a universal language, so we always try to collaborate with artists, but we have not done that as yet.
Okay.
So are you...
Jamaican artists, like just like Chyna Nicole and Angelique collaboration, it's like my second,
And that happened real fast, too.
Community, and, we have other collaborations here also.
Mm-hmm.
So have you worked with Luciano and Sizzler?
No, I've not worked with Luciano, I've not worked with Luciano before, but so far we are working with, can we keep our thing within, like, the Waterhouse dynasty.
Okay.
That's where we grew up, and
Clicks.
the dynasty where we used to, like, as I said before, King Tubby's, and, Wayne Slington Smith was, like, my very good friend from a tender age.
Now talk about him. Talk about him a little bit more, because I remember last time we were talking, you were saying that he was reggae's first all-computerized rhythm maker. So how did that come about?
Yeah, he is. He is.
Okay, so he triggered this whole thing with. Was that ultimately?
Well, I'll begin from our virgins again. I'll say, musicians and singers are there, but they are virgins that bring the Casio. It was like a guy named it was Noel Davis was given a keyboard, a Casio keyboard from Garth Dennis at the Wailing Soul to give Noel Davis. So Noel Davis never took Wayne Smith, and him and Wayne was there playing the computer. And a sound came up, They went to King Jammy's, but King Jammy's went away to Canada, and then when he come back in the year it was King Tubby's.
What year was that?
That was 1985.
Okay.
That was the year, So that's how the R Slington computerized come about. Because even when Wayne went to Jammy's, and Jammy's was like never really into it, but when Jammy's went away and came back to Jamaica, then him slow it down, and him had Steal them. Steal or Cleve had some overdubs to it, and that's how the Slington thing will come about.
Okay.
So you have to credit Wayne Slington to that. Now so King Jammy's and Noel Davis.
I'm going to remember that because, I'm always going to plug that Musicology 2101 book, but and I did shout you out in it, by the way, sir, but I don't get into talking about the whole reggae and dub and all that stuff till book, I think it's book number 4 now, so that's going to be some time away, but you're dropping names that just kind of, I miss a lot of these people, so I want to make sure I pay special attention and, include a lot of these people in the book. If I don't have these certain people in, I definitely have to make sure they're in the book because you were there. You know firsthand.
No, well, it's just a strange stone in a Waterhouse. Waterhouse carry, let's say, a chronology of history. That like Trenchtown has carried that because Trenchtown was the origin. We have Coxsey Dodds, we have Bob Marley, the Wailers, Alvin Ellis, Dennis Brown, Delroy Wilson, Errol Dunkley, just to name a few. Just like Waterhouse, that transition also happened in Waterhouse.
Okay. Where
these people, but they are not documented and present. That people can aware that they are Wayne, as I mentioned, Noel Davis, Wayne Smith, even King Tubby was the dub inventor. Dub. When I say dub, like music away from the voice away from music and dub and the reverb, tank. Those things was like King Tubby's create in Waterhouse, Jamal Avenue.
So, what kind of influence did the Rastafarian movement, was that involved with everything, or was that, again, a section
No,
of
the
the certain?
Rastafari aspect is the fundamental.
Okay.
That's where
So
the whole
everything
moral
is built
and
off of it.
consciousness come about.
Got
Knowing
it.
that you have to love yourself before you love others, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And in loving yourself to love others, then you will love the Creator.
Mm-hmm.
That's something you have to love what you see, you know.
That's right.
So you see yourself in the mirror, you have to love you, and you see a brethren. You
Mm-hmm.
share the same love with the brethren, and let them say, we are one or two together, then the Almighty is there. So we start believing in our own self and know that we are each human being. You know, we have equal rights, you know, we have to give and take, you know. No one is perfect. So
Gotcha.
it's that building that Rastafari principle of love and, you know, brotherhood and familyhood, you know, it's very essential. You know?
Right. Well, let me ask you, while we're talking about the Rastafarian movement and dreadlocks and everything, what are your thoughts as far as, you know, right now a lot of the rappers are wearing dreads and everything. What do you think about that? Are they just emulating it without knowing where it's coming from, or do you think there's a statement within how they're wearing the hair and now it's become more like a fashion? What do you
They were
think?
really happening with dreadlocks. Dreadlocks is not indigenous to the Rastafarian community because, you know, dreadlocks has been worn long before the name Rastafari was mentioned.
Wow, I didn't know
It
that.
is not indigenous to the Rastafari community.
Okay.
But because of the resistance within certain era time, you know, the black resistance, as you know, history and time can make you know that there was slavery, you know, I say there was also this world discrimination. So we have a king from Africa who right now who was like a response to what's going on in the world. You know, I said the indignities, the exploitation of the black race, you know, another race, you know. So Rastafari, through Haile Selassie come about, and that our concept really come strong. You know, I say, and you know, Bob Marley is the chief architect of that, bringing it in music to the world.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so the commercialization of that make people believe that dreadlocks is supposed to be Rasta and Rasta go to dreadlocks. But dreadlocks, as I say, is not indigenous to the Rastafari movement, but it's a creation movement.
Wow.
And Rasta, as we as people, is creation. So all race, whosoever did going them dreadlocks, you know what I say? It's nice. You know what I say?
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
That's amazing, man.
You know
'cause-
what I say?
yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah. You know,
I didn't think
it
it
make a
was.
man of him identity because it's the identity of black people, not just Rastafari, but of a race. You know?
Mm-hmm. So, what would you say then about white people that have their hair in dreadlock fashion?
Yes, it's also an identity of a race because the race is Rastafari.
Got
You
it.
know, the race is neither black or white, yellow or blue. It is Rastafari.
Got it.
You know?
And so that outshines any boundaries. It's a human thing and not just a one culture thing. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, so so now leaving. What made you decide to leave Jamaica?
Excuse me?
What made you decide to expand your movement out of Jamaica and come to the States?
Well, opportunities, you know, because you're living in Jamaica, you know, you travel the world, you know, you've been in Jamaica, and then you don't know that the music changed because there was a transition of the music. You know, as it moved from scattermento to reggae, to dancehall, you know, to move from even dancehall to something even different, you know, to sex explicitly. You know, I say, you know, move is like a nightclub music, you know.
Well, tell us about this song coming up here. You mentioned that was Xanadu. How did that? We'll set that up. Here it comes.
No, that's why I didn't. I'm coming to that. You asked why my move from Jamaica. So
Oh, okay. I tell you what, we'll pick up on that. We'll pick up on that after the song. We'll listen to the song and come right back and get right into that then. Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Smiles, heartaches and loneliness, dressed up in modern style, and happy people living in sin and shame, reflection of myself. Life is no easy game, and we call for the truth. And if they don't find it, God help tomorrow you. And we're caught in the trade wind of our time. Trade wind, the trade wind, trade wind. Trade winds are blowing, blowing around me, while all around me, what do I see? Hatred and jealousy, brotherhood is dying, love is the answer, but nobody's buying, good people turning back, some done what they have to. Winds are blowing, and the choices are few. We're caught in the trade wind of our time. Trade wind, yeah. We're caught in the trade wind, yeah. Trade wind, the trade wind. We're caught in the
Yeah,
trade
yeah. Jazz.
Trade Winds. That
97.
what a great song, Trade Winds. So that was your first recording. Okay, Fitzroy, was that was your first recording, Trade Winds? Hey, Fitzroy.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh,
Repeat the question again.
Yeah, I was saying that was your first recording, Trade Winds.
Yeah, that was my first recording under the Mightyful 13 record label, but I did production from 1991 with me and Andrew B. My first recording was like a song and Things I Want, Things I Got Done with Andrew B.
Oh, so you've been working with him for a long time.
Yeah, me and Andrew, you know.
Nice. Okay, before the track came on, I asked you something, so you were getting into that, so we could pick back up from there.
Referring to say that again about the tracks.
Yeah, no, I was saying before the track came on, you were talking, and so we want to just pick up from where you left off.
Oh yeah, you're asking about the Rastafari movement, and
Right.
I was explaining to you the importance of it, and the transition,
Right.
and why I see the real, today the consciousness and the fundamental of it, within the music.
Mm-hmm.
A music without a spirit, then it won't have a root,
Right.
It won't have a direction.
Okay.
That's why the world take on to reggae. So even as they say, other nations adapt the dreadlock image, irrespective, we know say at least the Rastafari community will bring something creative to the world and origin, because to go one here it really have something creative,
That's cool. Now, what's happening with guys like Eddie Grant and Jimmy Cliff these days? You keep up with what's going on there?
Yes, we do, because these artists, they might not in the public domain or in the social network, but they are touring, they are doing work, because these are artists, these are our icon,
Right.
These are icons that, are doing them job, but, maybe the media don't speak about them as much as they should, but they are doing their job and they are existing.
So are they primarily in Jamaica, or do they go, say, over to Europe and Scandinavia and
No,
perform?
I think Jimmy Cliff live in Brazil, but he visit Jamaica whenever he require, and he tour the world a lot.
Okay.
And at that time he tour a lot,
Cool.
All you have to do, if you want to know, with social network and the information age, all you have to do is just Google, and all things will be shown,
And speaking of social networking and all that, I was on your page, as I often come to at least a couple times every other day or something like that, and I see that you have a picture. I think your profile picture has another, well-known emperor of Jamaican music, Shabba Ranks, who I used to promote his records back in my Epic days. But tell us about that. Did you hook up with him in New York, or again, did you know him from back in Jamaica?
Yes, I knew Shabba from in Jamaica, but I never used to like associate with him in terms of like be around him, as an artist, because he come from like compound, and
Uh-huh.
He's more rooted, I say, more to the, Ducky Simpson them and Michael Rose and Jonah Reid and these guys. So, but I met Shabba Ranks being around him because of Xanadu. Xanadu was the first to bring me around him, as a singer road manager. And on the day I came around him, and I said something. So where is the singer Ryder? And when he hear I said that, he said, wait. That impressed him, so you can know what someone to ask for a singer artist Ryder, then it must be someone who knows about the business of music. So from then, he always have me around him,
Yeah, because I remember last time we were talking, you said that he advises you on a lot of different business dealings and stuff like that. Y'all are working really, really close together. So I thought that was pretty interesting that y'all have linked up and connected like that. Does he have a show coming up too?
Yeah, that show is September 1st in the Barclays Center. And on that show you have Capleton, you have Mr. Easy, you have Ayak Payne, you have Lady Star, and then you have Junior Gang Marley,
Okay.
Yeah, very nice, interesting show.
Now that reminds me of something else. I remember there was a point when I used to see a lot of reggae artists coming to town doing shows, and a lot of them took on names, like Josie Wales, like Clint Eastwood movies, and actors. I mean, where did all that come from?
Well, it all came from the movies, I know sometimes it's a character, what I say?
Uh-huh.
One move first, and then printing a character on him, and then it's stick, Naturally someone will take him own name, because I just say, like in the past, you have like Levan, George Whale, Trinity. And see that man associates himself with a bad character or a good character within the music, That's some joke and lyrics concept. It's like Rob Ninja Man and whatever, but the music is like that,
Yeah.
That's why we say Mightyful 13. We want to come with something different where have a message in the music without, educativeness, up spiritual and mental upbringing, and what I say? Feel good for yourself.
Does the 13 have a significance in the Mightyful name?
The 13 has a significance tonight. It is the missing link, because as you can recall, 13 is a fundamental part of my community. Different from the old spiritual. 13 Wentworth Avenue, where Angeles grew up in, and Jonah Reid, Laxi Castle, and all these great. It was like the first yard where all things like even the music start from. That's the coming 13 Wentworth Avenue was where the first basic school in the community come from. Politics started in 13 Wentworth Avenue.
Wow.
The first church was also 13 Wentworth Avenue. The first youth club, Penn Progressive Youth Club, was also from 13 Wentworth Avenue. So the 13 is really significant.
That's amazing.
And the spiritual aspect, we know, 13 tribe of Israel, 13 tribe of Ethiopia, 13 tribe of Israel, because I believe what Sister Diana, 13 represent the female, the feminine gender,
Yeah.
because the Bible always make it look like it's female, them says Eve created the sin, them say Delilah make Thompson trim, so them always make the woman look down, so we know they say the Mightyful 13, it represents the Queen Omega, the Empress Menen, because the Emperor is the only king that crowned a queen with himself simultaneously, to show that equality within the masculine gender and the feminine gender is one. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And that's the full 13 represents the 13.
That's amazing.
The reconfiguration, the missing link of reggae, and the reflection of our ancestors' origin.
That's amazing. You know, that's funny because we had Sir Rod Patterson in yesterday, and he had a gold chain with an emblem hanging, and it had 333. And we spoke for a brief moment about the significance of numbers then, and the number 3 was important to him. And now we're talking about the number 13 and all the different things that have connections with that. That's amazing. What you got, Chuck?
Well, you know, in his threes, each one of his threes had 7 diamonds in it.
Yeah, he mentioned that. Now, what was the story with the 7?
The 7, 14, 21. Said the significance of 7. 21 divided by 3. 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
All these numbers, and of course, you know, with the lottery or the numbers in New York, I think that the numbers that fell there was based on the attendance at the horse races in New York at the what was that racetrack? The Aqueduct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of interesting as well.
So, are you? Do you ever? Are you affiliated with? I think it's Marcia Griffith of the I3s.
Hey, Fitzroy.
Yes, no, not really, you know. I just saw her, like, being around her when the stage show from a festival last year, then, you know what I say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we see her. But, you know, in the reggae industry, you know, we'll meet all the greats, you know what I say, because it's our industry, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We'll always meet the people, you know, the empresses, the queen, the goddess, all of them, you know what I say?
You know,
we are servants of the music, you know?
Mm-hmm. Now tell us about Chyna Nicole, because I was on Facebook and I saw she went down to Jamaica and she was hanging out with Andrew Bees and Junior Cat, and she was taking pictures. I think she told me her father's Jamaican, and she went down there. I mean, how did you guys hook up?
Chyna Nicole, well, I should give you credit for that, you know, because I think via you, Earl Holder.
That's right.
No.
That's right. Earl
Yeah,
introduced me to her. That's right.
Big up future that, you know.
Wow.
Big up CEO of, you know, Dash 97, you know, and it's a pleasure having you here, you know. I would say it openly, you know. Yeah, man, but Chyna Nicole, I don't know if I via through you, your connection with Earl Holder, you know what I say, and Angie.
That's right. Big ups to both of them.
A cousin of Angie B's and recommendation of Earl Holder. That is how that connection made, you know?
Guy, yeah. And that's amazing because after I introduced Chyna to you guys and started talking about a possible collaboration with Andrew Bees, it was just a matter of weeks, and you know I didn't hear anything, and the next thing I heard was they already recorded the song. I mean that happened real fast, man. You must have stepped in and did something there, bro. What did you do?
Yeah. Well, all I do is just take her to the studio, you know, to the Black Premier recording studio, and, you know, just record her, you know, because when she come check me and was like, connect me, and she thought, Chyna Nicole, that is like a pioneer in Waterhouse also, one of our legend record producer. Was not being known. He's an unsung era.
Okay.
You know, this is a man who like was one of sound system, and, you know,
the
near Kingdom, and, you know, I say, do his thing, do his part, it might not become well known to the world, but probably that's how the Father works, you know, and make it manifest. His hard work manifest through Chyna Nicole, you know, who is,
wow,
as I said, the Waterhouse dynasty, and that I take her in the studio and, you know, she did full operator, and right away she write a lyrics to it and add her voice to it, and, you know, as we speak, it has been mixed and, you know, will be mastered by Mr. Earl Holder.
Wow.
They are there.
And he works fast too. I mean, he works really fast.
Yeah, man.
So of all the artists, let me look at this sheet here. I'm going to just read off some of these names. Are all of these people basically from Jamaica, or are some of them in New York? I have Xanadu, Crescenti, Michelle Songbird Gordon, Tay Man Levy. I know he's in Spain. He's a Facebook friend of mine, and I met him through you guys. Shanti High, Little Hero, Basie D, King Mellow Man, Tabita Cache, King Me, Dan Firebeats, Chuck Turner. Tell us about them. All of them?
It's various, you know, Teteman, Mightyful 13 artist, is also living, is a Spain artist. He do Spanish record, he records reggae in Spanish, you know.
That's
Spanish
amazing.
song.
Yeah, he sent me a couple of tracks, man, and I was blown away.
Michelle Gardner, you know, she live in Florida.
Mhm.
Zana do Chuck Turner, Chrisinti, you know, I say myself living in New York, you know, the New York community here, and Oshante and Era, them live in Jamaica and Florida, because them travel back and forth.
Wow.
Peter Shea, Jamaica, and you know, BCD is in Jamaica, and a renowned bass musician too. And you know, I say, King Me and Dan Fire, they are in Canada.
Wow.
You know, but that's to recording like that, you know, like artists will reach out to me or reach out to the artist in a different country, and you know, do incorporate various recording.
Well, please tell me that the Mightyful 13 label, because if you don't do it, I'm going to do it on my MKM Entertainment label, but please tell me you've got some kind of compilation coming out that's featuring a couple tracks from all these artists.
No, well, you know, we're going to do a compilation, but it's your compilation. It's not going to even interfere with my compilation, because you do a wonderful compilation the other day, and I can commend you.
Thank you, man.
You know?
Thank you, brother.
When I listen, it's so variated that it blew my mind away. I mean, I say, and I feel happy to be a part of it.
Man,
So
absolutely.
if you can put in a compilation, trust me, I would be open to.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to put that on the books. There's definitely going to be, and folks, you heard it first, there's definitely going to be an exposure compilation, and it's going to be reggae only, and I guarantee you're going to hear a lot more about these artists that I just mentioned and a couple more, because, you know, down here in Atlanta, we got a couple local ones. We've got Warren J. Gallimore. He's on the Exposure, as well as Lion Tafari, and these are great guys, and there's just so many matter of fact, Tay Man's definitely got to be on there, because we chat at least a couple times a week. So, man, there's just good music all over the place, and soon we're going to have some music coming up. I want to definitely play that duet with Andrew Bees and Chyna Nicole, but I think just to refamiliarize everybody, I think the next track that's coming up will be the Andrew Bees Better Must Come, which is off the Exposure 3. Let's check it out.
I've been trying a long time, still I can't make it. Everything I try to do seems to go wrong. Seems like I've done something wrong. Why they trying to keep I down? God bless no man curse. Thank you, Jah, I'm not the worst. Better must come one day. Better must come one day. Better must come one day. They can conquer I. Oh no. Better must come one day. I've been trying a long time. Yes, I gotta make it. Everything I try to do, absolutely right, yeah. Seems like I've done nothing wrong. Why they trying to keep I down? Jah bless no man curse. Thank you, Jah, I'm not the worst. Better must come one day. Better must come one day. Better must come one day. They can conquer I. Oh no. Better must come one day. Better must come one day. Better must come one day. I've been trying a long time, still I can't make it. Yo, everything I try to do seems to go wrong. Seems like I've done something wrong. Why they trying to keep I down? Jah bless no man curse. Thank you, Jah, I'm not the worst. Better must come one day. Better must come one day. Better must come one day. They can conquer I. No. Better must come one day. Yaga, yeah. Better must come one day. I've been trying a long time. God bless no man curse. Thank you, Jah, I'm not the worst. Better must come one day. Better must come one day. Better must come one day. The king conquer I.
Yeah. Better Must Come off the Exposure 3 CD and off of his upcoming solo album now. Fitzroy Francis, you were saying he's on tour with Black Uhuru. He's been going back and forth over the years, singing with Black Uhuru and then doing his solo thing. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, man, Black Uhuru, you know, is one of our Steve's premier group, and actually he was prophesied to be a part of that, you know, and he grew, you know, that there are times when that will come apart also. And Angeli has been with Black Uhuru for about 10 years, you know.
That's a long time.
Yeah, man, and he toured a lot. We toured Sly and Robbie, you know, in 2000, you know, tour America, and there was also a break with Andrew, you know, Michael was on the group was reformed back in 2004.
Right.
Then in 2011, Dr. decides, all right, you know, you want to be about some work. And they're on the road. Right now, they're in Europe touring, you know, he's currently in England as I speak. They're preparing for another show, weekend or sometime. But he's doing well, and you know, he's pushing the work and pushing the Mightyful 13 also, you know.
Beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So how did it come about where you guys are working together, but you're on the opposite side of the country? You're up in New York doing your thing, and Andrew's out in Los Angeles basically when he's not on tour, and you still manage to make something happen.
Well, those things are cool because, you know, wherever family are, that's where you're going to be, you know. So I think the reason why I come to New York is because where my family live, you know, and then Andrew has his family and link in California, you know.
Oh, okay.
But to come to the music, you know, that's how I have to give thanks to modernization, you know. Because you can store a record in California and send it to me, and I can take it to the studio, put the voice on the track, you know, and we'll come up with a good quality music like Better Must Come as you just heard, you know.
Unbelievable. That thing it sounds so good. I was like, and then y'all didn't waste any time. I mean, as soon as he told me the song was done, he told me where to find the video, and the video was up there, man.
Well, yeah, man, give thanks, man. Big up Soul Reggae, and, you know, yeah, man. Big up Soul Reggae from that. They are the ones that do that album, and it was very nice of them, you know.
Wow, okay. Have you heard of an artist named Messenger Sela? He's out in Los Angeles as well.
Yeah, I heard about him, you know. I don't know, California have a lot of reggae artists, you know. A lot.
Really?
Yeah, man. California is like the roots of reggae in America right now.
Wow.
Definitely. If you check the festival, there's more reggae festivals in California than anywhere in the world.
You lying? Really?
Yeah, man. No, do a research, and you will know.
Wow. So
Yeah,
is it basically because of the weather, or is it just a huge convergence of the culture out there?
Well, the weather and the culture, you know, in California, you know, reggae music go with marijuana.
Really? Me don't know that, man.
Not the smoking, but, you know, the whole vegetation and the sacramental use of it. And the music professed that through Bob Marley, but that's why Bob said, excuse me, I like my split.
Wow.
I want to take a lift because from reality I just can't it. That's why you see me with this split, you know. We're not any smuggling or underage smoking or them things they're smoking in public place, but you know, me I say, we know it's urban music go together, you know, and probably that's why California is like that, as a place that advocate for marijuana rights, you know, me I say, and the music is also part of that movement.
And they recently decriminalized marijuana in California, right?
Yeah, in some areas, in some places.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I think there was a festival where the police were, instead of arresting people, they were passing out Doritos.
What? For the munchies?
Yeah, I'm not sure where it was. I'm not sure where it was, but I saw it like on CNN that they were passing out They were passing out Doritos to the crowd. I'm not sure where it was.
Well, they should have had something to drink too, because I mean, the Doritos going to dry out that throat, and you need to, wash it down with something once you start getting chips. I would think they was passing out fruit, grapes that.
No, they don't really want to spend that kind of money.
That's funny. That is funny. Now, I also was talking with you, and as opposed to you being a very street-oriented musician, producer, manager, you also aren't scared of hitting the books. I mean, you've gone deep into some serious books about the music industry. How about telling us about that, Mr. Fitzroy?
Yeah, well, from my mentor was Herman King, gave me a book in this business of music from when I was like 19 years old, you know what I say?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I know that it's all about literature, art, and the music. I wasn't a man who was designed to play the music or sing the music, but I was designed to like more focus on the legal rights, intellectual property rights of an artist. Why should an artist doing publishing, copyright, patents and trademarks, and that's why I have to read,
Mm-hmm.
I have to continue, and so when I'm dealing with my artists, I can inform them of their rights, and if they need legal requirements, then we'll go get a lawyer, and but them have an understanding and awareness of what is their right. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. So that would lead us to where all the technology is going. Would you say that reggae music is still heavily dominated in the CD area, or is it more like an equal split between CDs and MP3 and downloading, or ultimately is it all going to finally move towards MP3s and digital and the vanishing ultimately of the compact disc?
Well, as you know, modernization is good, and it is also destructive, just like education, because you can educate a man to become your enemy. You know what I say?
Yeah.
You can educate a man to love you. You know what I say? Just like the music CD. Once a CD make, it's a mastering. You can't stop pirate, you can't stop bootlegging.
Right.
So it have an advantage and have a disadvantage. We know, say, whenever, just like when things happen, the governing body create legislation to protect the creators' rights, or the people of the intellectual property rights, the owners. So we know, say, like, we have Sound Exchange and ASCAP and BMI and PRS. We want more bodies to protect our work. YouTube is a good thing, but it's very bad because,
Mm-hmm.
you can convert things from YouTube and turn an MP3 and you don't have to buy it, so
Right.
we don't know, we're not getting paid for these things.
Mm-hmm.
So the technology is good and it is very bad too, but we have to balance it,
Yeah.
So,
And to supplement that balancing, because I when I went down to Jamaica back in 2003, I had such a good time. I had a chance to go by Tough Gong Studios, and while I was there, I ran into Clevie from Stilly and Clevie, and he told me he just became like the president of the Jamaican version of NARIS, which would be the Jamaican Association of Recording Arts and Sciences. So there are a number of different music organizations down there. I also met, I forget his last name, but his first name is Desmond. I think he's head of the Musicians Union.
well, I'm not aware of that, but there are a few bodies that has been incorporated over here, like JCAP, you have jams
Mm-hmm.
that protect record producers, and they have a few, but they need to do more workshop, educate, make artists, producers, musicians, all players in the industry are aware of their rights,
Mm-hmm.
because many artists have to understand too, say, there are money out there for them, but if they don't become a part of a tribunal, then that money will not be collected.
That's right.
Sometimes enough artists don't want to pay a fee, or not even artists, but we in the music fraternity. If we have to invest in ourselves to gain somewhat our work, sometimes it seems difficult because we all want to gain. But just as you will go and buy a shoes or a piece of clothes or spend a money on a liquor and in there, you got to invest in your registration of your rights.
Right.
That's it.
That's right. Now, I was talking with Lion Tafari, who again has a song, and we'll play that coming up on a future show. But he left Atlanta and flew up to New York to do a show up in the Bronx, and he did a couple shows up there. So are artists having to just kind of get gigs wherever they come, or would you say things are getting better or worse or staying about the same on the reggae front for the independent reggae musician? Is it still a struggle out there?
No, yeah, it's a struggle. It's always a struggle for independent record producers because the majors, if an independent record company or record producer to sell 1 million units without the aid of a majors, then that's going to be a detriment to the majors.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And whereas the majors, they are selective in who they choose because of how a lot of reggae artists over the years dealt with the business of the music. No one want to invest in a person who will, like, you know what I say, breach a contract or breach a record agreement or, you know, the breach a management agreement and etc., etc. So, you know, the struggle is always there. But yet still, the music is progressing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Reggae is big. Reggae is a popular music, you know, but it's not as big as it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Because when we're big, we know that every artist is supposed to can sell gold. We're
Okay.
supposed to can sell platinum, and we're not doing that. You
Wow.
know?
Right. Well, here comes another
Look
song.
for a man like Mightyful 13 Records Production. Where music is so qualitable, but yet still, you know what I say?
Yeah.
We don't support to make it become that multi-million hit because we do have a record company.
Got it.
BP Records, with our digital download company. You know, we're not really signed to them, so they're not gonna like do 100%. But they still do what they're supposed to do, and we appreciate it, you know, but we need more than that.
Right. Well, speaking of more,
the music is right, you know?
uh-huh. And speaking of more, here comes Cool Operator with Andrew Bees and Chyna Nicole.
I love the way you walk. I love to hear you talk. I love to see you smile. You're a cool operator. Girl, I wish you were mine. I've got so much money. No nickel, no dime. All I want from you, my honey. Love me all the time. I love the way you walk. I love to hear you talk. I love to see you smile. You're a cool operator. Girl, I wish you were mine. I've got so much money, so much diamonds and gold. All I want from you, my army, love me with your heart and soul. You're a cool operator, girl, I wish you were mine. You're a cool operator, girl, I wish you were mine. You're a cool operator, girl, I wish you were mine. You are a cool operator, girl, I wish you were mine. I love the way you walk. I love to hear you talk. I love to see you smile all the time. You're a cool operator, girl, I wish you were mine. You're a cool operator, girl, I wish you were mine. You are a cool operator, girl, I wish you were mine. All the time, you're a cool operator, girl, I wish you were mine. You are a cool operator, girl, I wish you were mine. You're a cool operator, girl, I wish you were mine.
Good. Yeah. Cool Operator. That's Andrew Bees, my cousin, I'm so proud of him, and Chyna Nicole out of New York, man, they just did a great job. That's a classic roots reggae sound, and we're looking for a resurgence in the roots reggae vibe. And I know you did mention that there is coming up a reconfiguration of reggae, and I love that whole series of words. Tell us about the reconfiguration of reggae.
Well, the reconfiguration began, as I said, November the 2nd, 2011, when I take Xanadu into the studio. Because if you check great, as I said, that our great music comes start from quadrille, quadrille to ska, rock, reggae, dance, then it comes to, the whole transition of it used to be, I say?
Yeah.
So, the Vice Cartel, Movado, these new youth, I say, Bounty Killers, Edeman, all irrespective of the lyrics concept and what's going on. We understand the music. We understand the plight of our music and what it is today and why, the message is like that or whatever, we understand it. But the roots reggae music, it is very philosophical. It is instrumental in making people act and do things that the government know that it is very serious, Because people take the Rastafari community very serious. We talk about not just the music, we're talking about how you should live, eat healthy, and I said be a human being with freedom, right? Even today we say all type of people advocate for their rights. These are the rights that in the Rastafari community was being killed for,
Yeah.
These are the rights that's why Bob Marley even sing these songs, Burning Spear, Black Uhuru, the Mighty Diamonds, I say there are so many groups that sing revolutionary songs,
Yeah.
And the reason I roots reggae music seems like it's not getting anywhere. Because remember, there are things that was happening then is not happening now. Because Mandela was in prison, and free, so you can't go sing about apartheid anymore. In terms of like Mandela, because he was like the symbol of apartheid. So it's all about rights and ability. There are other people struggling where as a songwriter, you have to look in the world and write. Not just of the struggle of the world, but of how people can overcome the struggle. And that's what the music has to be about even today. Give the people a direction and a light in themselves.
Well, do you see, because I remember Shaba had a couple songs, what was it, Mr. Loverman, and basically he did his reggae style and had maybe a rapper under. Do you think the future of this movement so that it can attain sales levels of 1 million units, which I definitely welcome, but do you think that we'll see a roots reggae and rap hip-hop kind of synergy coming?
That synergy was always their part, because the synergy was that rappers did want to collaborate with reggae music. It was all about rappers collaborating with our music, because our music was like a music that, if you even take reggae today, a rapper who was make his name and probably do exist today, if you do a reggae song, he becomes so popular instantly.
Because
that's
I remember
reggae
with Junior
reggae it have no age, it is timeless. And people use it like that. It's like a vehicle. It can take you from one point to the next. But we know say it fits today. Because it looks like if we don't collaborate with rap music, we can't sell. But reggae rap artists was more interested in doing collaboration with us long before.
Nice.
The record company, remember we do have the more Columbia record, we do have the more Epic record, all these major companies.
Yeah.
And they enhance sales because they can plug the music on popular and international radio, because you have social network now, we have radio, internet radios and things, but
yeah.
They still have certain radio station that when they play a song, a million people can hear it one time.
That's right.
So the media then they really control the market. So for independent music to sell a million units, we know it's gonna be difficult. So today at present, if we can collaborate with like a major rap artist or R&B artist, then we will do that with open hands, because it will enhance.
Right.
Our full hands our movement and part and the reconfiguration of the music, you know.
Yeah, man. And another thing that's going to probably help, and I don't know where that push is coming from, but I certainly hope that there is a major push coming, is to feature more of this music in movies, because right now a lot of, the whole system with movies is breaking down to where independent...
No, I'm glad you mentioned that.
Go ahead.
Because that is also something a lot of artists they must understand in them conscious. Because synchronization, they call that synchronization, right? Where
that's correct.
A man can take your song and put in movie. A lot of Jamaica songs are in movie. Probably don't know.
Right.
It might not be a lot, but there are a lot of synchronization going on out there.
Exactly.
And all these things are not being protected,
Yeah, so I mean, it's going to
very
take more
important
people
to mention that.
looking at that. That's right. I mean, movies are a big
And
thing.
in the movie company now said, I'm in Jamaica, they're in the youth, because dancehall is I can't dancehall music, because we understand what it is for them to dancehall. It's a place where people go listen to music, but today it's transformed into a form of music.
Right.
May I say, when we say dancehall, we understand. And that music, you have a place, because it's like drama, Dancehall is like drama. May I say, like, you have Oliver, you have these guys, and, may I say, they do them interviews and things. They do their drama show, they do their movie. So a lot of these Hollywood guys, they need to know that these guys can do movies, and them take the dancehall artists, them look this same song and create movies like we have Third World Cops and various things.
That's right.
You understand?
Yeah, I remember watching Shadows, man. I thought Shadows was a great movie.
All right. And that is where our Jamaican dancehall music now can play a part, because of our culture, and we can play with songs, so the movie company can listen and know their deeds, and it will reach out.
Yep.
Because there are Jamaican people all over the world, especially now with their Usain Bolt and Shelly Fraser and all of the rest of Jamaican athletes taking it to the zenith, So we know that the flag is really flowing right now.
That's right. And I remember back in the 70s, matter of fact, I think this might have been the only movie my father ever took me to see, was The Harder They Come with Jimmy Cliff. And he took me and my brother and sister to go see that. And that was I'd say about the early, mid-70s, And every so often you do see a Jamaican movie that comes out that's got the, good flavor to it, good music, good action. And I'm looking to see more of that, man. So I want to see, I don't care whether they're Jamaican filmmakers or American, but I definitely want to see a lot more Jamaican films come up. Let's see, what song is this? Is this another Andrew B. song?
Which one is that?
I think that's Something
Strange, yeah. That was the first Andrew B. recording on the Mightyful 13.
Let's check it out. Something Strange by Andrew B's.
Could not feel so right. Just another old cliche about love at first sight. This must be love without a doubt. 'Cause I'm screaming out your name, even when I'm sleeping. I first loved by many times before, but this time I'm sure I'm searching no more. Springtime, summertime, anytime, your sweet, sweet loving is
I'm just so proud to just know that that's my mother's sister's son, or something like that. But I know one thing: we're blood, man. And man, Andrew B, something strange. Hey, Mr. Fitzroy Francis, listen, man, I really do appreciate you joining us, man. What kind of last words and gems can you drop on our listening audience right now?
Well, we never have a last word, we always have a continuous word. And
I like that. Yeah.
And we say, love yourself, to love each other, and share the blessing, And I just want to say thank you, Mr. L.A. Jackson, for inviting me on Dash F97. I want to say thanks to my illustrious CEO, Trisha Dash. It's a pleasure having me also. And the listening public who is listening, take their time to listen. I want to say thank you very much. Reach out for the CD via VP Records, digital download, and support the Mightyful 13 mission. And, listen for some more good music, pick up Chyna Nicole, Andrew B, Xanadu, Christine, Michelle Garden, and all my artists who has contributed greatly.
That's right.
Mightyful 13, what it is today.
And Mightyful 13, you guys have to be of a bunch of worth, because I know for a fact VP Records has always been very selective in the artists and labels that they do business with. And just the fact that Mightyful 13 is involved with them, that proves right there that you guys are someone, a label worth taking note of. And I definitely applaud you guys for being there. I'm looking forward to a lot of music from you guys in the future, man. And just, that thank Jah for you, Fitzroy. As I always say, God needs us all to do something good for him, but first, we have to do something good for ourselves. I'm L.A. Jackson. Chuck Taylor, thank you for joining us. Good night.